Thank you, Pastor Day. 谢谢郑牧师你的所示。Okay, let's see whether I can get it working. 欢迎你们来，这是我第一次在这里讲道。This is my first time speaking at this auditorium. I'm trying to focus on the reason why we need to change in our educational approach, and how Charis International School can provide that. 我想在这个时候帮你们明白为什么我们在教育方面要改正，然后为什么这个明望国际学校能够在这方面帮助。My Chinese is not that good, so from time to time I might be saying the wrong things, but please pardon me. 我的华语不是很好，不过我尽我能力翻译吧。Can I? Does it work? It doesn't. Where is the? I can't control. It's a donkey. Where am I supposed to point? It's doing it for me, but actually I wish I can. Let me start with a bit of introduction. I know Pastor Day has already introduced, so just allow me to say a little bit more. 让我在我自我介绍再讲多一点点关于我的路程。Okay, 这是一个it's a long and winding road of my learning journey in my life. 这是我学习方面的路程。我出生在德湖 so I was born in Tawau. And I went to before school, I played on the street. Even through that, I was learning. 在还没去学校上课，我是新华学校，还没去上学的时候呢，就是在马路上玩，马路上学习。And then when I went to the primary school, at that time is not many schools, but 新华学校，新华 primary school was the one that I went. The things that I learned in that school, most of it is listen. 最重要的学习就是听注意。So that was my key learning point in a primary school. We all sit in the classroom manner like that. And then when I went into secondary school, I went from a Chinese school to an English school, so I had to have a bridge class to brush up my English. 所以在我从新华小学华校去英校就圣巴的中学的时候呢，因为英语没有那么好，所以要过一个侨班，我们就是侨班，所以就慢了1年。So there in the secondary school, we learned to study, work hard. And then after that, because St. Patrick's School at that time, the highest we could go was GCE O-level. So we set for the Overseas Cambridge Exam, GCE O-level. 那个时候在圣巴的最高就是能读到初中5这个我们叫英文叫 GCE O-levels 的课程。So after that, I actually then have to leave home because there was no further study can I continue in Sabah, in Tawau. 所以在德湖不能够继续读下去，所以我一定要出国。那为什么选择去英国 ？Why did I go to UK? Because my Bahasa wasn't good enough, so it was difficult to get into local university. 我的国语那时的国语不很好，所以不能够进本地的本国的大学。And in England at that time, under the Labour government, it was still very favourable towards us in terms of giving us good discount in our tuition fee. So 在那时候，英国呢的政府还好，帮助我们那个时候的那学费还没那么高，所以还可以能够出国。So when I first went, I went to Oxford College, not the university, Oxford College of Further Education, where I did my GCA levels. 所以我去到牛津的这个学院那边，不是大学去念我的就是 advanced level GCA level， 就是好像是Form 6出高一高二。From there, then I actually that's the time when I actually learned to think. Think. Why? When I first went to study there, it was a cultural shock. Culture not only in terms of the living lifestyle, but also in terms of learning culture. 当我去那边的第一年实在是很难适应，因为那边的学生学习的方法跟我们不一样，生活不单单生活不一样，学习也不一样。I still remember to this day my chemistry teacher is a very good teacher. I really enjoy his chemistry class, and I thought he was a wonderful teacher. But then the two British guys sitting in front of me always argued with the teachers. And I couldn't understand. I said, why are you so rude? His teaching was so good. And why are you debating with that teacher? 我那时候觉得好像很奇怪了。我觉得这个化学老师实在很好嘛，教得很不错，我很欣赏他。就偏偏这两个英国学生呢，在前面坐着，每次跟他争论了。So I thought, they were not good friends. But then after the class, interestingly, you see this teacher went up there and put the hands on the shoulders of these two boys, and they talk like buddies. I say, that's very strange to me. How could student-teacher relationship be like that? 所以我觉得很奇怪，为什么那个时候，为什么这个老师在课外的时候呢，能够跟这两个学生谈话，好像朋友这样，不介意他们在课室里面跟他争论。我就觉得很奇怪啊，要用学。So I learned to have to think. And not only that, there was no textbooks. So I had to write my own notes. And I didn't know how to write notes in those days because in the secondary school, everything's got textbook, exercise books. 所以那个时候我觉得很难，因为我不懂得怎样做自己的笔记。我就so it was tough, but it was good for me. And that's when my turning point from the kind of Asian culture, a way of learning, memorizing things, working hard, to having to think for myself. And that prepared me for then when I had to go to Liverpool to do my bachelor degrees, and then after that to do my doctoral degrees. 所以这是一个很好的准备，使到我能够去到大学的时候，我去读科学，我读我的学士，然后读博士。这是很有的一个帮助我，使到我能够适应那个他们大学的生活。So with that, I learned to be able to take notes. I became so good in taking notes. Nowadays, I can listen, write notes, and then also discuss at the same time. And I encourage students to do that too. 所以我现在也能够这么做呢，一边听一边写，然后一边想，然后一边讨论。这是很难得的一个学习。So these are all learning journey in my life that prepare me for my work in the future. And this I have to owe a lot to the learning culture that I had when I was in United Kingdom. When I was there, I traveled to America as well. That was also a very nice experience. But I won't say that. So now the opposite. After I finish learning, I have to come back. So 当我我毕业的时候，学完我的所有学的，拿到我的博士，1984年呢，我就回来了。回来马来西亚，沙巴没有大学，不能找，没有工作。So there was no university in Sabah, so I couldn't work in Sabah, even much as I wished I would like to. And in fact, all the universities we had at that time were in the Peninsula, Malaysia. 全部的大学都是集中在马来亚半岛。沙巴跟沙捞越都没有一间大学，所以我不能在这里工作。So I ended up there. I knocked on every door. I knocked on all the university doors, every one of them to ask, "Is there a job for me? Was there a job for me?" Some of them said, "I need this. You're not qualified for that." But God was kind, allowed me to get a job in University Malaya, even without an interview, because I missed it. But I missed the interview because the letter was sent to Tawau. I was at that time in Penang. And communication's not that good. We didn't have email, we didn't have WhatsApp. So I couldn't possibly couldn't have come down for my interview in Kuala Lumpur. 那时候我很感谢主，因为让我能够在马大工作，因为我其实是连去面试都没有那个机会。 那个他的姓呢寄去斗湖，我的人在槟城。所以当我妈打电话给我的时候呢，她讲 interview 是几时啊？现在。The moment I received the call, when was the interview? Today. I said, I couldn't go down. But the department head wanted me, so he said, never mind, I will take you. So I joined the university there as a very young lecturer. So that's in 1984. The only way I knew how to teach at that time was just give lecture and do tutorial and take practicals. 那时候我教学的方法呢，就是像讲而已，只是会讲。So using the old days overhead projector, we didn't have LCD projector at that time. Working with not even whiteboard, blackboard, okay, chalk and board at that time. And I have to learn it this way, but that made me a content expert. 因为我教的是医科学生，我自己本身是药理博士，所以我要懂得怎样教这些医科学生呢，我自己也要去学。所以我初的那几年呢，我就是跟着学生一起上课，他们上课我也上课，我听他们上什么课，然后我才知道我应该教什么东西。So in the first few years, I sat in with the medical students, first year, year 1, year 2, just to learn what they're learning in order for me to know how to teach my pharmacology to medical students, because I was trained as a scientist, not as a medical person in health science. So I became content expert. I remember it was very frightening for me to get into the tutorial room, because at that time, when you go in the tutorial room, you are expected to be able to answer every question that they ask you. So it's like me, I'm sitting for an exam. So students are questioning me. So 我记得那个时候呢，当我们有这个也不算是补习啊 ，tutorial 是怎么讲？小组的学习啦，进去的时候呢，我其实那是很害怕，因为呢，我那个时候呢，他们问什么我都要答，因为我什么都要知道。所以我就要预备得很好。So I find what happened is that I find that I knew more than the students supposed to know. Of course, you say, yeah, of course you're supposed to. But the students are not learning as fast as we would like them to. So what happened is then 1999 onward, I began to undergo training in teaching and learning. Now, strange as you might think, in the old days, all lecturers didn't have any training as you teachers would have. So we didn't know about pedagogy, we didn't know about all the different ways of teaching. 其实很奇怪的，当讲师呢，不需要懂得怎样教书的，因为我们都没有去学过，我们只知道会讲而已，知道我们自己的知识。So that was it wasn't until 1999 I really had proper training, although in between I picked up some of the things through courses. So I learned to facilitate learning rather than teaching. 所以我那时候学习方法是栽培学生，帮助他们学习。So it's usually small group, get them to talk, get them to find out their own learning objectives, get them to find the answers for themselves in order for them to be able to acquire them. So then I became a process expert instead of a content expert, the process of learning. 所以那时候因为有这样的学习呢，我就在帮助学生学他们的这课程的时候呢，我是好像是讲 process expert， 专在帮助他们这个过程怎样学习的过程，不是在帮助他们的那个知识方面。Because by this time, technology is so advanced, Mr. Google will give you all the facts. They don't need us anymore. They don't need us to give them the facts anymore. Mr. Google can do them. And so, but the problem is with Mr. Google doesn't help you to process the information. 现在这个时候呢，很多人呢可以上网啊 ，Mr. Google 就找到他们的资料，他们有很多的资料，比我懂得多。可是他们不懂得怎样去利用这些资料。怎样拿来分析 ？So they didn't know how to use the information to analyze things. So this is where we are training them for that. And I was blessed to be given the opportunity to visit some of the university in Americas, also in Canada and in Netherlands and in UK as well, in Scotland as well. But the two that I'd like to mention, one is the World Bank Fellowship. I spent 1 month in the New Mexico Medical Schools in Albuquerque. Then in 2007, I got another fellowship. This is a 2-year fellowship where I was spent in Philadelphia at the beginning and at the end of the 2 years with the project in between. This is called the Foundation for the Advancement of International Medical Education and Research, which was very prestigious, and I was very thankful to be given that. 那时候呢，因为有这机会，2002年我得到这个国际银行的 fellowship， 个像是奖学金这样的，去到美国新墨西哥大学医院那边实习。I spent 1 month learning about problem-based learning and that. And then I learned about leadership and research in education, specifically medical education, through this fellowship. 然后接着我有这个 FAMER 的这个奖学金，是帮助提高我们这些国际在医学教育方面的领导跟做研究方面，所以在那个是在美国。So these two were very helpful to me, apart from in Netherlands, UK also. And then after that, I went into research. So after I've done this training, I went into research scholarship in teaching and learning. So 那因为有了这些的教导，我就能够做研究，在教育方面做研究。So I switch over to research, doing more of research. One of them is action research in teaching and learning. 这是其中的一样。In 2009, and then in 2010, the government ACAP is the Academy for Educational Leadership Training from the Ministry of Higher Education. 所以这个政府的教育部门、高等教育部门，他们也有很多这个课程来帮助我们，就是 training of trainer program. So it's like master trainer. 所以在那方面，我是学习怎样。现在我不是只是教学生，我是栽培老师教学生。So that was my things, and in 2015 I started conducting these workshops in the various institutions, and became a master trainer. In 2016, I began to explore what we call blended learning, where you mix technology and classroom teaching. 所以从2016年呢，现在政府就提倡我们要用这个 blended learning 的意思，就是说要用 electronic e-learning，e-learning 是怎么讲翻译？用电子教育跟着我们普通的那个在课室里面的教育一起。So there's a blended learning. So by that time, I was nominated to go to compete for submit my application for the award, National Academic Award in teaching on health sciences category. And then again, surprisingly, I obtained the award actually in 2016, but the award was given in 2017. 所以在2016年呢，我不是讲幸运啊，是讲很好，有福气能够有机会呢，去申请，我只是去跟人家讲了，参加这个算是一个比赛了，这个做这个高等教育处的这个 National Academic Award， 这个是国家最高的在教育方面最大的奉献在这里。So I obtained that award, and then in 2018 I retired. 2018年我退休 ，but that's not the end of education. I continue to learn. I sat for my SPM for the first time in 2018. Went back to school. 2018年我回去考我的 SPM。你问为什么？因为我想明白 SPM 的学生是怎么样读的，为什么他们来到大学呢？不能够适应我们的课程。I went into to do SPM just to find out how the Form 5 students of our national curriculum study in order to understand why our education system has failed to produce the kind of graduate that are suitable for our university. In our medical school, in the first semester, the first term, we used to be 3 term, the first term exam, it can be up to 30% fail. And these are top students in the whole countries, and they are the people who said, we got 4 flats. We used to joke about, you 4 flats, you fall flat. It's not good enough. So why? So that's the question we asked, why? So I went back and I understand a bit why. 为什么这些我们来到我们大学读书的这些医科学生，全部都是最好的学生嘛，全部都拿到 4A 的那种，都是他们在他们的 matriculasi 或者他们的 STPM 都是考了很好成绩。可是，在第一个考试呢，我们很时常有到1/3的学生呢都不及格。第一个考试。有可能是不适应，有可能是语言的方面，因为我们现在用英语，以前是用国语，他们用国语。So it could be language, it could be acclimatization to a new environment, learning. It could be many reasons. But one of the things is I think we have felt a bridge between our secondary school to the university. And one of the things is actually, sad to say, I think I can attribute that to photocopy machines, model answers, tuition center. I'm not saying that these are bad. By themselves, they're not bad. But when somebody make use of this to suppress students' learning in order to get good grades, then it has defeated its purpose. 我认为那个元年期中是有复印机。plus internet also plus Google， 复印机有很多这些model answer， 就是模范答案，然后有很多这些补习中心，他们不是讲他们不好，他们 the starting point, the intention was good, but unfortunately they don't realize what they are doing is counterproductive towards preparing them for university education. 不是他们的出点不好，他们是有好心要帮学生考到好成绩，就是因为我们的考试方法不对，使到他们有一个错误的自信心。我拿到这个成绩，我一定是很好，可是他没有那个思想的能力。They have the score, but they haven't got that thinking capacity that prepare them for university. That's talking about government school. In general, I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions in that case. So when I was in the tuition center, I studied my thing, and all the teachers said to me, study the past year exam. I said, what about the textbook? Don't have to study the textbook. You don't have to just study the exam questions and find that model answer. And I said, that's the way. Well, I got A's also by doing what they say, but I don't think that is the way to study. So sad to say. So anyway, that was me there, and this is where our Tatin married up. I was blessed to be because after that she stepped down, of course. So that was the last time I had to receive my award from my. She's actually my teacher. She was actually my teacher. 她是我的老师，Mary Yap 是我的老师，在圣巴特的时候。So anyway, let me just go quickly through this. So what I'm trying to help you to see is in Charis International School, we want you to understand that education is not like that. It's not drumming in. The root word of education can mean drilling from the Latin word educare or drawing out from the Latin word educere. I'm not sure whether I pronounce it correctly, but that's the Latin word. 这个教育方面有2个 它的那个字啊，英文字可以是 drilling 是什么？drilling is 死背这样啦。OK， 钻不过就是好像你不要我都要钻进去的死背这样。Drawing out is to actually draw out from the person, leading the person from darkness into light, from ignorance into knowledge. So there are two ways of looking at it. I'm not saying that actually there is a place for each of them, but we cannot just stay in that stage. We have to slowly move into that stage. Is education about teaching or is it about learning? 我们每次讲，到底呢教育方面是不是关于教还是学习？是教呢还是学习？ Now this is a cartoon. It's a nice cartoon to illustrate that. 这个是 OK 啦。So what's his name? I can't remember. I taught Stripe how to whistle. I taught teaching. 我教这狗啦 Stripe 怎样去吹口哨。OK， so 他的朋友就说 I don't hear him whistling. 我没有听到他不会吹口哨。I said I taught him. I didn't say he learned it. So you can be teaching. Doesn't mean the dog has learned. So we could do the same thing. We could be teaching our students, but how do we know they are learning? 你可以教，你怎么知道你的学生有学习呢？就好像这只狗这样，你讲我教它吹吗？吹口哨吗？可是我没有讲它学会。So, and another way of looking at it, is education about transferring knowledge or constructing knowledge? We in the old days would be like, no, this is a teacher. All that I have, I poured it into you. Take it in, take it in, take it in, take it in. 这就是讲了，我所知道，我全部告诉你，这样你应该知道了。我听过一个老师说，我教他吗？为什么他不懂？我教得很好，为什么他不懂？I said, I taught. How can you say he doesn't know? I taught. Yeah, but unfortunately, he said he doesn't know. It doesn't mean he understands. So now we're thinking more that we should get the students to participate in the learning. And they should be able to actually adjust how much, what, when to go in, of course, with the help of the teacher as well. So we are co-constructing knowledge at this moment. So we cannot look at students as just a sponge, receiving all the information from us, because they can get it from Google. They can get it from internet anytime, better than we can. 所以现在我们不能够说学生只能够吸收，不需要了，因为这些知识他们全部可以这样上网拿到，他们要懂得怎样利用这些知识 ，how to apply this knowledge. Now this is important because now we are in the Industrial Revolution 4.0. 我们现在是说是工业革命啊，第四 the fourth. So the Gen Z are at the door. Now this is talking about university. So actually in Charis, Gen Alpha are here, not Gen Z. Gen Z is at the doorstep of the university. They're coming to university. So we need to know what this Generation Z is. 就 Gen Z 的这一代的学生呢，他们现在已经差不多要到大学了。我们要明白他们学习的方法。Now the impact of technology can be felt in every corner of our society, in every phase of our lives. Anything here is full of technology. How is that going to impact our teaching? In the first Industrial Revolution, we mechanized, using steam and water power, we mechanized production. So there's no more need for manual labor. 那个第一代的我们是把那些工作就变成机械化。因为有利用的那个水电不是电是水。In the second industrial revolution, it becomes mass production because of introduction of electricity. So now things are an assembly line. So you can mass produce things. I'll show you how it affects education in a minute. Then in the third industrial revolution, we have then coming computer and automation, so it becomes automated productions. And lastly, in the fourth one, that is now an interconnection of the various digital technology. And so we now have the cyber physical system is an integrated productions. 这第二呢，我们就是有电的时候呢，就把这个不单单机械化呢，我们还可以一下子做很多的造这些汽车或者什么了。第三世代呢，就是用电脑的时候就变成自动化了，所以 robot does work. So less and less manual, less and less man involved in that. Let's see how it affects education in a minute. So here it is, 1780, it's a steam engine. 1780年那个时候我们有这怎么蒸发 engine 蒸汽 Okay, and then in 19,000 we then have the electricity in the production line, mass production. Then 1970 computer comes in, automation, and then 2000 the internet connecting computers. So these are 有谁是1927年到1945年出世的 Any one of you born in 1927 to 1945? Any one of you? No. So we don't have the silent generations. Any one of you baby boomers born in 1946, 1964? Yeah, me? Okay. So we are the baby boomers. 这个时代. Now then comes Generation X. They were born in 1965 to 1980. 1965年到1980年出世的有谁呀 All right, yeah, you are the Generation X. Okay, then, Generation Y, some call the millennials, born in 1981 to 1995. Any one of you? Oh yeah, quite a few of you, yes, okay. You are the Gen Y, before the Gen Z. The Gen Zs are coming to the university, so let's see whether we have any of the Gen Z here. Anybody born after 1995? Oh, the baby was? Oh, okay, a few. Oh no, that baby, that little girl is Gen Alpha, born after 2010. And in 2010, so they are knocking at our door in Charis International School. Now, so Gen Z are that. Now, I just want to show you a little bit about what Gen Z. Can we go to the Gen Z video, please? This one is made for Singapore, so there may be some Singapore flavor. 这是新加坡的video.
I was born in 2005. The year North Korea announced they have nuclear weapon.
In the last few weeks, a large amount of ugly, malicious information has
The
been
same
released.
year Michael Jackson was found not guilty of child molestation charges. 1 year after I was born, the opposition parties in Singapore won 2 seats in the parliament. Then 1 year later, Apple unveiled iPhone. I belong to Gen Z, a generation born with complete technology. We have PC smartphones, gaming devices, tablets, MP3 players, and the internet. We naturally multitask. We text, read, watch, and work at the same time. A skill that stuns the adults. We like to express our feelings and thoughts and share them with the world.
That's why you have Facebook and Twitters and all this.
In our lifetime, we will not send a single letter by mail.
No letter writing, no more postman.
But we would spend at least 20% of our time on social media. Having too many gadgets also has a bad impact. We rather stay indoors and use our gadgets than play outdoors and be active.
This is the negative points. This is
We have terrible social skills.
terrible social skills.
We are 10 times more likely to smile to a handphone than a person.
Yes.
Our attention span is as short as a goldfish.
8
You have
seconds.
10 seconds before you lose us. If I go to university, I would be looking at a heavy study load. When I graduate, I'll be competing in a tight job market against 7 million for talent. A plumber is more likely to get a job?
Then a graduate.
I would choose to live with my parents until I'm 45.
But this in Singapore. Singapore.
Even if I have to share the same bed with my brother. Housing is going to be too expensive. I will meet my future wife in a dating website. With plastic surgery and makeup.
Plastic surgery and makeup.
All girls will look like some Korean actress. We are told we are special.
Yeah, you're very special.
And we believe it. I want to be an MP when I grow up. I'll work from home at my dining table next to my kitchen. I will deliver my speech with a green screen behind me. I'll wear a shirt, a tie, and a pair of shorts. I don't need to control the media. All I need is a Facebook and YouTube account. Yes, we can! Just like Obama.
Or Trump as well.
I'm scared.
Are you well, Peter? Make sure that Judah can see you.
I think that's the end. I can stop that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll go back to this. Well, I actually have a quiz, but there won't be time. Otherwise, because I'm not sure about the internet with Kahoot, just to see how much knowledge you have about Gen Z. But it doesn't matter. We can do it some other time. Gen Z's attention span is 8 seconds. That is in terms of marketing. If you want to capture their attention in marketing, you've got 8 seconds. Gen Y is 12 seconds, a little bit better. We are supposed to be 25 seconds, so we have got longer attention span. So how does it impact the education? So in 1780, when the steam engine came out at that time, you need little or no educations because all the training is done on the job, apprenticeship. 那个时候呢，1780年那个时候呢，不大需要有教育，因为很多的工作呢都是在那边学习，跟师傅学习一样啦。Then in 1900, with the production line, you needed literacy. So school taught knowledge. Okay, taught them knowledge, how to read and write, read instruction, I guess. Students received information, and then they were evaluated for remembering what was taught. So 那个时候他们所学习的方法呢，就是学校教他们这些知识资料，学生只是需要吸收，然后呢，他们考试呢就是考他们能够记得多少。That's all. So when we introduce computer, you think things have changed? Not really. We still basically the same in terms of ethos, in the way we actually approach education. Still a production line, okay, and we were still tested the same way about what we can remember, except that we use computer to do tests, we use computer to teach. It's computer-aided learning, but basically the way we educate and assess is still very much the same mentality as that. 所以到我们有电脑的时候呢，我们的那教学方法还是差不多一样，就是我教你吸收，记得就可以了，只是用电脑而已吧。When we come to 2000, this is what we call the Industrial Revolution 4. So now we call it Educator 4.0. And now it's a different. With the internet and connecting computers, we have what we call a la carte educations. You can learn it. You can learn it anytime, anywhere, anyhow. What are the anyhow, right? Because in any combinations. So teachers design the learning experiences, and the students co-create knowledge. 所以到了这个时候呢，因为我们有这个网站呢，现在学东西呢，哪里都可以学。你去到什么地方，在什么时候，跟什么人，用什么方法学习都可以。Open University is there, and we have this MOOC education system, so you can actually do that anytime. So that's the kind of education we're facing. So would Charis International School be able to provide also? There are places where actually there's no more year 1, year 2. You can have year 1, year 2 together learning according to their ability rather than according to their age. 所以不需要只是靠不需要有教师所分开他们，可能一个大教室，那些有能力的他们一起学习，那些比较慢的或者是就可以另外。So we need to align education with the Industrial Revolution. So we have to, instead of just this part, which is actually basically the same. Sorry, I'm standing too close. Now, another thing about technology. Now, we know in Charis we encourage the use of technology, but we must learn to use technology wisely. Technology is but a tool. Technology 华文是叫什么？科技。科技是好的，可是科技呢要用，科技其实是中庸的。你要它好也可以，它也是可以坏的，所以你要懂得怎么利用这科技来帮助我们在教学方面。So Jack Ma, we all know Jack Ma on technology. He actually said we should teach our kids EQ, IQ, and LQ. LQ is about love. EQ and IQ will get you success, but LQ will get you respect. Teach them to do things that computer cannot do better. Maybe we can go to this and you will hear what he said. It's only 1 minute YouTube. Can we have Jack Ma's video? 1 minute, very short.
Value, believing, independent thinking, teamwork, care for others. These are the soft part. The knowledge may not teach you that. Folks, that's why I think we should teach our kids on sports, the music, the painting, art. So making sure humans should be different from, everything we teach should be different from machine. If the machine can do better, you have to think about it. Education, it's a big challenge now.
Okay.
If we do not change the way we teach, 30 years later we'll be in trouble. Because the way we teach, the thing we teach our kids are the things the past 200 years is knowledge-based. And we cannot teach our kids to compete with machine who is smarter. We have to teach something unique. That is, machine can never catch up with us.
Okay. For the sake of the Chinese speaker, 所以在这里呢 ，Jack Ma 就跟我们说，我们不能够跟机器来比较，我们比不上他们，他们是很快的。所以我们在教育方面呢，要教导那些机器不能够教的，我们不能够用电脑来教的。你有没有看过电脑跳舞呢？有没有看过电脑画画呢？或者创造歌呢？或者是打足球呢？踢足球呢 ？We don't。这些东西他们不做，所以我们在这里的学校也要强调这一方面的发展。So we have to emphasize also in this area, which is not necessarily just intellectual, which has been mentioned in the video, in the earlier video before. Okay, so in the 21st century education, according to Prof. Tan Ong Seng, who is an education psychologist, he said that it's developing intelligence is about a mindset of curiosity and learning to solve problems. 所以我们在21世代的这个教育方面呢，我们是要栽培他们这个好奇心，跟好奇心是要去学习来怎样解决问题，这是很重要。其实这个很自然的，你看那种幼稚园的小孩子，他们很自然的做了。是当他们到了小学、中学的时候，可去别讲话，别讲。So we all ask them not to ask questions once they move from kindergarten to the primary. Naturally, all children will ask questions. They were all curious. Problem solving and inquiry in real-world context involve multiple ways of knowing and learning. 在这个真正的世界里面，在真正的这个工作的方面，我们要解决问题呢，跟这个怎样去研究呢？去问这个问题，是需要很多种不同的方法的，不是只是靠养。That's why in our learning we cannot give textbook answers. nothing is so simple. We have to give them some real-world examples so that they can actually learn how to solve problems in a real manner. And that's one of the reasons why I go into problem-based learning approach. But I won't say much about this one. But in problem-based learning, we are actually working in small groups using real-world problems, which I think we can design even for the children here. And they also learn from the environment because they have to go out to find information to solve the problems. 这是另外这个教导方法，我们是大学用的，是你可能可以适应。So in 21st century, what I wanted to focus here is these 4 C's. Learning and innovation skills consist of 4 C's, and these are the 4 C's I like to see. If we can just show this one, it's an interesting YouTube here. 这个21世纪的教育。
Most educators would agree that a key goal is to prepare students for college and career. But what exactly does that mean? In Fast Company, Lydia Dishman reported about the jobs of the future. She asked an 18-year-old what kind of job she was expecting to get after she got out of college, and the response was surprising. I don't know, she told me. I don't think it's been invented yet. She's probably right about that. The fastest growing jobs are in user experience design, iOS and Android development, and business intelligence, some of which didn't even exist in 2007. So how can we prepare students for jobs that don't even exist yet? Well, every job is going to have problems. That's one constant. And every job is going to have people. That's another constant. Students who are able to work with problems and with people are going to be able to succeed in the workplace. Let's start by looking at problems. Well, we have to start with critical thinking. Critical thinking is focused, linear, intentional, logical, and systematic. But critical thinking on its own won't solve most problems. We also need creative thinking. Creative thinking is sort of the opposite. It's divergent, nonlinear, intuitive, emotional, and organic. Students who are able to think critically and creatively are able to solve problems. They start on the critical side by defining the problems they need to solve. Then they move to the creative side, brainstorming solutions. Afterward, they plan and research their solution. Next, they develop the solution. Then they evaluate the solution, and finally improve upon it. I like to think of critical thinking and creative thinking as 2 pistons that drive the engine of problem solving. Students who are able to do both kinds of thinking back and forth are able to solve all kinds of problems. So we've seen how we can get them to solve problems. How can we teach them to work with other people? That's where communication comes in. Communication involves listening and speaking, reading and writing. But communicating isn't enough on its own. Once you've communicated ideas, you also need to work with other people to get those ideas accomplished. That's called collaborating. It involves deciding, delegating, producing, and reporting. Working in a group to accomplish a goal. So once we put collaborating, communicating, creative thinking, and critical thinking together, we have the ability to solve problems and to work with other people to do so. To learn more about the 4 C's, look at any of the levels of the Inquire Student Handbook and Teacher's Guide, elementary, middle, or high school. Tell us what you'd like to know about Inquire and 21st Century Skills. Email us at contact@thoughtfullearning.com.
Thank you. All right, basically it's saying that there, whatever career it may be, 2 things are common, problem and people. So in Charis International School, we will also focus on helping students to develop the critical thinking and creative thinking to solve problems. And we have to develop their skill in communications and collaboration, working with each other, so that they know how to work with people. Before I came here, I met some of the ex-principal and asked them, what is the most challenging task in your work as a principal? Dealing with people. I said, okay. So I know what I'm prepared for, dealing with people, right? People relationship is important. 所以这 video 很短的，就是简单的说呢，它是说每一个职业，你不管你做什么职业，两个共同点就是一是问题，problem 是难题，怎样解决难题。另外的就是人际关系，怎样跟人一起工作。所以他说这4个 C 呢，就是 critical thinking 是什么 ？critical thinking 是 creative thinking 是创意的想法啦，这个是应该是一个能够分析的communication 就是沟通 ，collaboration 是合作这种都是很重要。So with these 4 C skills is preparing our students for 21st century and for the jobs they're going to have, right? So we use technology, but remember it's about engaging students with technology and using technology as a tool to teach, not an end in itself. 所以当我们用科技的时候呢，我们要懂得怎样利用科技来帮助我们教，不是科技，不是我们最终点所要用，我们不是要让我们的学生怎样懂得变成了 techno expert. It's not the aim of using technology. So to end with, I have my 4 I's. 我自己所跟你劝导是，我这4个 I. The first I is to inspire the students the desire to learn. If you can get them to have a desire to learn, half the battle is won. 第一是要inspire 提倡，要给他们这个要有肯学的这个心，这个愿意。Second is to impress key concepts rather than the details of the content. Principles are more important than the details facts. 所以第二呢，是什么？要注重在那个主点，不是那些细节的东西。If they cannot grasp the key concept, but they have all the details, they are no use. They can't apply. Imprint effective thinking skills. So inculcate effective thinking skills. 就是让他们有这个能够怎样想，一个有效的想法，不是有资料，可是不懂得怎样分析。And lastly, to instill ethical practices in all the things that we do. 那最后呢，我们要鼓励他们的是有一个有道德的做法，学习的方法也是有道德的。So let me end with reminding you again. This was actually in the video earlier that Charis International School aims to nurture world changers. In order for us to have that, we've got to be a all-rounded, wholesome and excellent. So we aim to provide a wholesome, excellent education through development in these 4 areas, 4 domains. Intellectually, physically, I think apart from emotionally, we should also think of socially as well, and then spiritually. 所以为了要达到这个目的，使到我们的学生我们的毕业生有这个完整的学业跟这个最好的，那我们在这4方面呢，我们都要帮他们栽培。So lastly, I like this because Robert Kennedy said, "People see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that are not and ask why not. Why can't Tawau be good, have the excellent education? Why can't Tawau have a university? Why can't Tawau has the next Nobel laureate in the years to come? Why can't? Dream big, work hard for it, focused, and then we will get there." And then the other one I like to ask also, I like to say also, the reason why I come back is I remember what was said. Which president said this? Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. So the challenge is, don't ask, why isn't the government giving us this? Why is there a quota system? Why is it unfair here? Why can't I get in there? Ask, what can you do? What can I do? Oh, that's explosive. What can you do to make the changes that is available? Thank you very much.